everybody, and welcome to Hot Tin Roof, PAX at Home edition. I should say the Hot Tin Roof edition of PAX at Home, of course the mini-series where I aim to bring you the booth experience, the experience of being at a booth for an indie game at PAX Prime without actually having to shell out, you know, hundreds or maybe even thousands of dollars for travel and accommodations depending on where you live. What is Hot Tin Roof? Hot Tin Roof is, as it's been billed, to me at least, noir Metroidvania, but emphasis on the Metroid part, and a little bit diminished on the Vania part. So this is an exploratory adventure game to a certain extent. It does have elements of kind of like point-and-click adventure-ness to it. You play as a detective, so you're trying to solve some grisly murders that you've been appointed to or assigned. Essentially, we're going to kind of move around in a side-scrolling world that has a really cool aesthetic. Now, this is developed by Glass Bottom Games. It's in the PAX mega booth, the indie mega booth at PAX, I should say. And there is currently a Kickstarter running for the game. So if you're interested, after you watch the video, if you like what you see, go check out the links in the video description below. And they're running a very modestly priced Kickstarter for $20,000 to basically get the game released. There was also a greenlight campaign. Now, let's talk about what's actually going on here. So we've just been assigned to a murder, and what we have to do is investigate and figure out just what the heck has happened. The game has just started, and we essentially have no idea what's up. So step one, shoot the trash bags, collect the tokens there, and we'll move through here. The way that the reloading in the game works, you know, there's obviously some combat. I believe we have unlimited ammo, but you do have to reload your gun kind of like this. I'm using the Xbox 360 controller to play this, as suggested. So let's just open fire in the air, basically. After you shoot all of your ammo, you actually can see that the bullets or the casings are dented by the firing pin here, which is totally interesting and novel, and I've never actually seen that before. And the way you have to reload your gun manually here kind of reminds me of Receiver, and it really makes me feel like if I was in a firefight, I don't know if the game actually has them, but it would be really tense trying to reload your gun on the fly, because you do have to kind of practice a little bit to get used to the using the left analog and right analog stick in conjunction in order to reload it. Okay, so let's do some investigation here. This is the world of Hot Tin Roof, and as you can probably tell, you know, the lighting is fantastic. I think this is a Unity thing that makes like every game built in Unity have excellent excellent lighting. Writing's good too, though. And I just actually spoiled one of the coolest parts of the game, which is that you can totally, it's not just side-scrolling, you can also go behind buildings and into alleys like this in order to find out some more information. So our task is to go to this diner here, the Slice of Pie, and figure out just what the heck is going on with this murder. So why don't we come in through the back door? But first we'll talk to this cat. By the way, we do have a cat bestowed with a fedora upon his head, or her head, sorry, both the protagonists here are females. That is our partner here. So we'll talk to the cat here. There's no voice work on the actual conversation yet, but there is voice work on the narration, which we'll hear, but I'll probably talk over because I have my volume kind of low. So the cat is basically cat calling, not to make a joke there, our partner, and we have some dialogue options here. So he says, "Oh, meow, hello, darling." Now we can choose "we're on a case, show some respect," you like Frankie, or "we're done here," which is basically like, let's move on. Let's start with "we're on a case, show some respect." Are you her minder? I'm a private investigator. How about I just search you for Nip? This is a world where, you know, it reminds me of kind of like a Disney movie or something like that, where the animals are also part of the societal makeup, if that makes sense. Like, you know, there's rat thugs and stuff like that, cat informants, anyway. So we've reached the end of our dialogue tree there. How about "you like Frankie?" Frankie licks her paws disdainfully, and I guess we're just gonna leave. Okay. So we, oh, sorry, I said "we're done here," and then we actually went on a further dialogue tree here. So there's no rats around, and the cat's like, "well, that's weird. Most of the time there are rats here, and it's easy pickings when I'm hungry." So that's interesting. That's a clue that we're going to use when we talk to our minder later. So we're going to enter into the diner here, and we're going to basically come across the crime scene and hopefully figure out a little bit of investigative information that we can use to make our case later. Hopefully we load in any second now. I believe if we had entered the diner from the front, which we totally could have done, we would have found ourselves in a similar situation where we have to go through a loading screen here. So we'll just give this a second. Again, as mentioned, there are social media links and a link to the Kickstarter campaign in the video description below. If you are interested in checking those out, I would encourage you to do so. Sorry guys, we had a little bit of an issue with the loading screen there, but we are back. playing Hot Tin Roof here, and coming through the back door, we can now do some exploration to discover just what the heck happened to our victim here. So first things first, let's inspect the door. I apologize for talking a lot during this video, especially when you could just read what's on the screen, but that's, you know, when there's a lot of on-screen dialogue, I'm gonna read it. So first off, we can just divine a lot of clues from looking at our dialogue options. So for example, this doesn't look carefully done, and our cat says, yeah, those hinges are sheared clean off. Oh, I just accidentally button mashed and went through exactly the same dialogue tree again. The door was blown inwards. That's pretty interesting. So whoever did this broke in. Since we know nobody left the front, we know they all cleared. Bingo, unless they were working together. Okay. Number 3, the door is intact, so it's not like they just took an axe to it or something. There's no damaged point of impact, but the whole thing smells like gunpowder. No bullets, just gunpowder. Anyway. Oh god, the cat is attacking my feet. This is not the time. Just because there's a cat on the screen doesn't mean you should attack my feet. Okay, so now we've investigated the door. Why don't we come into this room? And this is the body right here. I think maybe at some point it was supposed to have a head. Unless that's the, you know, we're kind of cylindrical characters. They look a little bit like a Klondike bar. So there's gunpowder, flour, some real cheap makeup, but no bullet holes, just gunpowder. So the gunpowder element, obviously, thus far, has been pervasive. We'll see if we can figure something out as we move along. We probably won't be able to solve this case over the course of the demo, but you'll get a feel for how the game is. Writing kind of reminds me of like a Grim Fandango or like an old LucasArts point-and-click adventure game, which I know a lot of people are going to be into. Seeing any footprints I'm missing? Nah, boss, ain't nothing here. Something just up and ghosted in and out. So we've got a ninja that we're worried about. Signs of a struggle? Nah, she's laying all peaceful-like, so it must have been quick. And cause of bleeding? Looks like she fell and hit her head on the shelf. Accidental? No way, boss. Nobody know how accidentally falls into a shelf with that much force. Okay, and have we gone through everything here? Oh, cause of death is drowning. Alright, so we have just, the narration right now is telling me that we have enough information to go talk to our boss. So if I get out of here, then I should be able to talk to the chief, and the chief will give me some extra kind of clues for what I'm supposed to be doing. So we'll bounce out of here, and hopefully not encounter... Hey, good, we didn't encounter the same issue with the loading screen. Fantastic. And we'll walk back into the police depot here, and we should be able to see the chief now.
Upstairs. So was the executive toilet. I hear they've even got a stall door.
Alright, so the quest for the executive toilet continues. Let's reload our gun here. There is another ammo type. I don't know what that is yet, though. I'm hoping that maybe we'll get a chance to see what that is over the course of the rest of the episode here. Let's holster our gun. Our chief's probably not going to be too happy with me walking up here with my gun out, if I had to guess. And we'll pop in here and see what he has to say. So he says, what do you need? You put me on the case, asshole. You tell me. Alright, so there's something light on its feet. Again, I apologize for rushing through the dialogue here, but basically we're just relaying the information that we just found from the corpse. So whatever they used, it was fast. Either that or they had to drop. There was the victim drowned in their own blood, which means they were knocked out cold in one hit because there were no signs of a struggle. And the cat couldn't find rats. That's not good. There's always rats back behind the pie. If they're laying low, either they know something or did something. That means they're high on my suspect list. Okay, and the final one here, the door was blown inward. And this is the most important piece of information I think, because this guy says, Root, our weaponsmith, has been working on something that could do that. It's still in testing, but yeah, we should go look for him. So basically he was working on a new type of ammo that we haven't been issued yet. But sure. Here's the key to Root's shop. First floor, opposite end of the building, door at the end of the hall. Look for anything that looks suspicious. Okay, so now we'll go investigate him. And we'll see if we... Hey, let me out of here. There is some extra dialogue there that I just don't want to show off. Basically, you know, the back and forth that one might expect between a no-nonsense chief and a no-nonsense police officer who should be giving his badge and his gun to him, etc., etc. So the door at the end of the hall here should be the weaponsmith. Alright, and we'll see if we find anything of note in here. Was he down or was he up? I don't know.
The shop floor groaned like a 2-day sober hobo. I guess construction crews don't work nights.
Alright, that is a little frightening. We will pick up our knockback rounds here and see if maybe that will benefit us later. Let me just look at... there's our new ammo type there. So let's go with this ammo type, and we'll take our old ammo out of it. I've never tried, like, loading mixed rounds into the chambers, but I assume that... Oh, God! Can I fall down here, or do I just die? Okay. But I assume that you can recover from it. I think... Oh, you know what? There are, like, grappling hook rounds, I think, for your gun. This is the first time I actually got to this point. It's not knockback rounds we want. We want grappling hook rounds. So we'll put these in here, and then shoot the gun. These are not grappling hook rounds. Alright, hallelujah! I figured out how to make it work. It actually was a platforming issue, not just me being an idiot. I mean, it was not the game's fault. It was a platforming puzzle, I should say. So what you gotta do is jump, use the knockback round to propel you a little bit higher, and it should work. Hey, there we go. Alright. At least we made it out of hell. And we'll continue moving upwards to see if we can get something beautiful happening as a result of that. I guess we can't go up any further. We can go into the toilet, though.
Maybe they hadn't even meant to kill him. It was time to pay a visit to the High Life apartment.
Alright, so now after this we're going to be able to go to the apartments. I think I might stop it here. I just want to demonstrate, you know, that this is a kind of closed environment where we can go to the apartments after this, and those were previously inaccessible to us. But I think I'm going to stop it here. Previously, if I had tried to go to the apartments, I would have gotten into like a dialogue limbo, which would have been a real problem for us. But as always, thanks for watching. Make sure to check out the links in the video description below if you're interested in learning more about Hot Tin Roof or in contributing to its Kickstarter. As always, if you're at the convention this year, you can check out Hot Tin Roof and the guys and gals from Glass Bottom Games in the Indie Mega Booth area. But as always, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I will see you next time.